Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Movie Chats with Ant and Rye. Today we're going to discuss the movie Saccharine, 2026 supernatural Australian horror movie directed by an American, Natalie Erika James, and starring another American, Midori Francis. But it's set in Victoria, so yeah,
Well,
Aussie.
I'll argue on where it was filmed in Victoria, but
True.
it wasn't explicitly it didn't really say
It
where it was.
wasn't, yeah, it wasn't said, but it had a Victorian feel to it, right?
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
Uh,
but it's not
yeah,
explicitly
it
said. Anyhow, it's a interesting movie. For the story,
was.
we are following Hannah. She's a med student. She has a bit of a strange relationship with food and with her weight. She wants to lose the weight. She finds a bit of a strange shortcut, and we are following her as she's kind of descending into madness, to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah. It's very body image, body dysmorphia kind of feel towards it.
Yes.
There's actually three films while we're going through it that we've previously reviewed on this channel that I
Mm-hmm.
found had similar kind of vibes towards it. The
Okay.
first one, obviously, it's a body image where the main character wants to change themselves, very substance-like.
Yes, the
But it's
substance. 100%, yes.
yeah. So that's one thing that I kind of noticed. I really loved, especially during some of the scenes where the stomach's gurgling. It
Yeah.
had that kind of ugly stepsister kind of vibe towards it.
The sound editing is this movie is
Yes,
so grueling, right? The
yeah,
the squishing and the yes, the stomach rumbling and the squelching of the food. It's like, ugh,
yep.
yucky.
And it had a bit of a look at just the visuals. Very much reminded me of Love Lies Bleeding with
True.
Kristen Stewart.
There was
That's just
another
a few things.
movie, yeah, another movie that he really reminded me of was Requiem for a Dream. I'm not sure if you've
Okay.
seen it. You said you haven't seen it. No, still
No,
shame on you, Ryan.
I
You
know.
really need to get on.
I've heard that of all the films that you watch that you never ever want to watch again, that's always like the top of people's lists. And I'm like, all right,
Oh,
I'll have to
I've
kind of
seen it.
really.
I've seen it a few times. It's not,
Okay.
yeah, it's grueling, but it's not as bad as some movies where I'm like, I'm never want to watch that ever again. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's so Requiem for a Dream is pretty much about addiction, but it
Yep.
has those very close-ups and fast editing and sound editing that goes in front of it that makes you very uncomfortable. And this movie is pretty much like that. Before we go a bit more into that, just this review is gonna contain spoilers. If you don't want the movie to be spoiled, turn it off, watch it, come back to it. If you don't care, stay with us. But yeah, to come back to Requiem for a Dream and how this movie, Saccharine, is showing you close-ups of how she eats, and she's not eating in a way that she's enjoying her food. She's
Mm.
really stuffing her face. It's an addiction, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Makes it puts you
She's
off food.
yeah, definitely. There's almost throughout she's doing it to stop Big Bertha from kind of coming at her as well because
Hmm.
she works out what's happening with her kind of her haunting in a very scientific way. She's like, well, I know that she's not there unless my blood sugar's above or below. I can't remember what
Yeah.
it was. And to counteract that, she has to keep eating. And so it's almost like she's doing that to herself to stop her being haunted, which is it's almost natural versus supernatural. It's got that kind of element.
Yeah.
It's got those. It balances it quite well, I thought.
Yeah. Well, we can talk about Big Bertha. What do you think she was? Do you think she was real? Do you think she was a ghost? Or do you think she was something else?
Well, there was obviously the ghost of it, which definitely happened because well, Bertha attacked her friend and her mother, so that happened. So obviously, she wasn't making that up. She wasn't hallucinating. I think
Yeah.
all the haunting did actually happen.
Mm.
Why it happened is like at one stage we find out that Bertha had the tumor started in her pancreas. Obviously, Bertha is the cadaver that she's been working on, and stealing parts of and whatnot. Was Bertha haunting her because she's like Bertha, or because she's got Bertha in her? And did Hannah get the tumor in her because she was taking part of Bertha? That kind of all.
Yeah, I think so. I think you can see it in two ways. I think yes, definitely it can be a ghost, and because she's consuming Bertha, then Bertha is coming and she needs to feed her. So Bertha can take the weight of her. So she's the one actually eating, and Hannah gets to lose the weight, right? I
Yeah,
think that's the literal interpretation that you can have of it. But I think that Bertha can also represent Hannah's body dysmorphia. When I was saying the way that she's eating, it's a compulsion. She's never reaching satiation. You feel she's just consuming and
yeah,
consuming, and she's trying to fill herself up, but it's just never enough. And we see that how it escalates towards the end, that she's just eating a person, basically, at the
yep.
end. So that sort of goes always in the background, that you can't fill up and is always hungry and hungry for more, can represent her psychological state of I need to be thinner. I need to stuff myself. I can't never full. I'm never happy with myself. I'm never happy with my life, with anything. And I just consume and consume and consume.
Mm. That is a really clever interpretation.
Oh,
I didn't get
thank you.
I didn't catch that at all. So there's obviously relationships. She's got some odd relationships. Her
Yeah.
relationship with her mother is it's almost I think it's could be because of that cultural thing where her mother's Japanese,
Yeah.
but then her dad's Aussie, and he is think of Brendan Fraser in The Whale. That's
Mm.
him. So is that kind of how her relationship with food has evolved? Because her dad is obviously morbidly obese, and that's
Yeah.
how she's kind of got this
It's
unhealthy.
growing, and the mom is she's a clean freak as well. She's obsessed with cleaning and everything, which is another type of control. If Anna is trying to control her weight, the mom is trying to control her environment with always the cleaning up. She's also not very encouraging at the beginning when Hannah is a bit overweight. She's always making sly remark about the way she looks. And then when she is losing the weight, she also compliments her about the way she looks.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, you're not reinforcing the right things.
And even though it was a fat suit for Midori Francis in the beginning of the film,
Mm.
she actually looked better. A little bit more meat on her bones than I thought she did as a skinny person. So I thought she was actually did that up very well. So
Yeah, her acting is very good in this movie.
yeah,
She is deranged, to say the least, but you can really feel all the emotions that she's going through as Hannah. And
yeah.
if you really come down to what Hannah is doing in the movie, she's not a very likable person. And
Yes, yeah, yeah. She does some bad. She does some, like, yeah. She's taking a cadaver part and she's burning
yes,
it down to eat it. But you never. She's never an antagonist. She's always the kind of the hit. You do want her to kind of succeed. You don't want her to fail.
do you though?
I
This
did.
is
I
where I
did.
was really okay, because this is where I
Yeah,
was getting at. I think the actress make her more sympathetic than she actually is, because okay, she steals human remains to make those pills made of ash. She consumes a corpse. Basically, she's a cannibal before becoming an actual cannibal with fresh flesh.
yep,
She is making very reckless decisions. She lies to the trainer who really cares about her. She performs surgery on herself, which for a med student must require a certain level of madness.
yeah,
I don't
yes,
know.
yeah,
It's like,
yeah. She steals some ketamine from. She buys ketamine off somebody.
yeah. And she involves her friend when she's operating on herself. She's trapping her by, okay, we'll be there because I'm going to do something very stupid and need another med student in there just in case. Okay, very good friend.
Yeah, okay. Maybe she. Maybe some of her decisions are a bit questionable.
Yeah, I did not really like her as a character. If anything, I actually had a lot more empathy for the trainer. And I think this is
Yes,
something that the movie does very well as well. That the fact that Hannah wants to lose weight, but she's taking a shortcut, and she's not above taking a shortcut with those pills. She knows what's in
Mm.
it. She knows it's ethically questionable, and she still does it. The trainer is actually someone who is promoting something that is healthy to lose weight. She's promoting good diet and exercise, which is, yeah, usually this is the
Yeah.
healthiest way to lose weight, if you really want to and to get fit. And when she sees that Hannah is losing too much weight, she's also taking care, but the way that she's doing it is very empathetic in the way,
Yeah.
hey, what is going on? Not, hey, you're not following the program, you're taking a shortcut, it's no good. She actually has a lot of empathy. Even when she
Yeah.
wakes up and Hannah is just like, have been binging her entire kitchen, she's still like very empathetic towards her.
Yeah. She's a good soul in the character, and she does it very well as well. She actually brings her into like the room, and she's just very calm. Are you okay? What can I do to help you? And
Yeah.
even Danielle McDonald's character as well.
Yes.
They're all there for her,
They,
and she kind
they
of
all
does just
care about her like a lot.
yeah, she does kind of push them aside and lie to them. Maybe she's not the hero that I thought she could be. Maybe,
No, I
especially
mean,
with that last
yeah.
4 or 5 seconds of the film where you see what she does, you go, well, maybe she's not the nicest person.
No, she's not. I give her a bit of grace because she's going through something and she's not very well in psychologically, but still, it doesn't excuse everything, unfortunately.
Right. Should we go into that kind of that last 4 or 5 seconds, that
Yeah,
gotcha ending, where it's a very lady based film. Lots of girls like girls, and
yeah.
I was watching some of the reviews where they worded it quite graphically, and we're not that type of show, so we're just going to say where while she was, I guess, intimate with Alanya, the
Mhm.
trainer, she eats Alanya, and Alanya dies, and we just see her dead, having been eaten. And then it goes to the credits, and it's like, what the deuce was that?
Yummy.
Yeah, I guess kind of strengthens your argument that maybe Hannah's not the nicest person, and maybe weakens mine a little bit.
Yeah, I think she's not. You can think that Bertha has won, and is it gonna escalate even more from there? Because she still needs to feed this monster, whether it's real or not. But what is true is that she can't fill her up.
Mm,
Um,
yeah,
the visual effects in this movie I thought were very, very good.
yeah, I love the visuals.
Especially two of them. So one of them, when you get Bertha that is hovering the bed, that scared me as well.
Yeah,
But that was a very good scare. And another one is when you have the crushing effect of Bertha going on the bed and
yep,
bending stuff. And it's like, whoa, you really feel it. You really feel the weight of this massive ghost.
yeah. And then when Bertha is almost crushing Hannah at one stage, you can see
Mm,
it's almost like her bones
yeah,
are. You think her bones are going to crack, and it's like, oh my god,
yeah,
that's crazy.
yeah.
I quite liked it. The only thing I could probably complain about the most was it was a little long. It was two
Mm.
hours. I thought it could have been just cut down a little
Yeah,
bit. That's just something that I
I
felt
agree.
that I had.
It felt a bit
I,
long, and yeah, you could have cut a few scenes, and the movie
yeah,
would have been as impactful, if not more impactful,
yeah,
because you managed to compact it into an hour and a half or something. Yeah, I agree with you
yeah.
on that.
All right. Should we get into our scores for this one?
Let's get into scores. I give it a 3.5 out of 5. It's an interesting movie. It brings a lot of good questions around eating disorder and body dysmorphia that I don't want to go too much into because it's not something that I've experienced. So I don't want to talk like an expert on it, but I think it gives you a bit of a good view into it. I think it has good visual, very good acting, very good effects. It's an enjoyable movie, and I think it brings some questions that are good for interpretation as well. So, recommend.
Yeah. Same. 3.5 out of 5. It's just got a good little bit of a the way it tells stories of that, yeah, body dysmorphia, addiction, weight
Yep.
loss. It's not a bad body horror film as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really reminded me of those three films that we've obviously reviewed as well,
Mm.
and directed by the director of Apartment 7A, which is another
Yeah, true.
movie
That
that
we
we both liked as well.
Yeah,
Yes, so 3.5 out of 5 from me as well. Good recommend.
nice. Alrighty. Well, thank you for watching or listening. We will put a link where this movie is available. If you're in Australia, it's available on Stan. If you're not in Australia, we'll just put a link and we'll tell you where you can watch it. Interesting movie to discover. Just tell us what you thought about it. If you agree with us, if you don't agree with us, leave us a comment. As always, subscribe, give us a like, give us a follow. It really helps us. And we'll talk to you next week.